everybody? It is the Artist Rewind. I am Stefan Adika. This is your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist on our new playlist, Artist Rewind, Talking Wax. Welcome here. Welcome all. If it's your first time, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. That's right. And tell all your friends that you know Adika. I want to give a big shout out to the guys over here at Brass Monkey Vintage. They sent me this beautiful Beach Boys vintage shirt. It's awesome. It's original. It's from 1980. Links will be for them right in the descriptions down below. But moving on, we have a great show this evening. But please, Saturday night, we're giving away vinyl. That's right. We are giving away vinyl. If you are a part of the Patreon, all you got to get is this VIP all access pass. Links are down below. Talking Wax tier. If you join, you get all unlimited access footage of shows that you want more of, but you get to be a part of our vinyl games. That's right. And you'll win some vinyl from us. Tomorrow night, we are playing Saturday night, and we're giving away maybe some Diana Ross and the Supremes. We're giving away the Beach Boys. We're giving away Chet Baker, Garth Brooks, much, much more. But you got to be in it to win it. So click in the descriptions below. And who's in the hot seat tonight? From Skid Row, founding member Rachel Bolan. We're going back to 1988, and we're going to talk a little bit about Skid Row's debut record and also what Rachel's doing today. And also check out Rachel Bolan's soap. He has Dirty Rocker soap. All links will be in the description below. Hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up, because now we're going to have a rock and roll party. Let's go check it out. Bam! You're live. You're on the air. Okay.
That makes me nervous.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. You got stuff to do.
I'm getting televisionitis.
Don't. You got good hair. The question is, you got great hair. I don't have no hair. Why the hell do you wear the hat when you got such beautiful hair?
Because I've been working on the house and my hair is filthy.
Nah. You just got Rachel. What are you Italian? What are you anyway?
Portuguese.
Really? You remind me with the hat? Frank Serpico, Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
What a great look. What a great look he had. Attica.
Yeah.
I look like Al Pacino. Well, cool. Al Pacino. Yeah. Al Pacino. Al Pacino. Attica.
Talking Wax.
Welcome to Talking Wax. Our friend Rachel Bolan. Rachel, how are you today?
I'm doing well, man. Doing really well. Things are starting to happen and open back up, and I'm stoked because we got some shows coming up, and I'm really excited about.
Real excited, huh, man? Well, we're gonna talk about your new shows, and I want to go back to 19.
Please welcome Atlantic Recording Artist Skid Row.
It's funny. I saw Skid Row. I remember playing. I was in the crowd watching you guys at L'Amour's in Brooklyn. You had a different singer. I don't even think I don't know if you had a record deal, and you're opening up for somebody. No. And I remember seeing this band, and then later on, about 1989, this record came out. I believe everybody's debut record, Skid Row. Was it 89?
It came out 89, yeah. And I could tell you who we opened for that night. It was that band Heaven. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe Chris Cafferty, who went to Sabotage, who went to the whole that orchestra thing. The name escapes me right now. You know what I'm talking about? The
Trans-Siberian or
Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think we were opening for Heaven at L'Amour.
Before the record, before all that happened, let's go back, because you tell the story, but let's do a brief for the new kids out there.
Okay.
The beginning of Skid Row. Where did it all start?
Reader's Digest version. I mean, actually, in my hometown where I'm at right now in Toms River, Snake worked at a music store not 5 minutes from here, and I used to live down the road from where I'm at, and yeah, I used to go in a music store all the time, and I always had a gig being a bass player, you know, and he goes, hey, you play bass, right? And I was like, yeah. And that's how we forged a friendship and a songwriting thing first. And then we're like, he's like, man, you want to jam with my band? And the band I had a band with Scotty Hill at the time. And that band, we were, you know, disbanding. And I was like, yeah, I'll jam. And we went up and jammed, and I really dug their songs. And Snake and I just hit it off. We knew, I knew that we had the same future in sight. And I knew that was a collision course with success. And because I saw his work ethic and mine was exactly the same. And so we started the band. There was a bunch of other guys in the band. And we started just replacing them one by one, and then ended up with the Skid Row that was on the first record. Scotty is just such a great guitar player. And at the time we were just a one lead guitar player band. And I was telling Snake, I was like, dude, this would be really cool. Your styles are so different, but similar in some aspects. And I think it would really work. So let's invite Scotty up to jam. And he jammed, and yeah.
It clicked. It
blew us away. He blew me away a second time because I remember when we first got together, I was like, "Oh my God, this guy could play!" And then he did it all over. And he writes and he sings, and he was a total package. So.
He is an incredible guitar player. What was the first tune that you guys wrote together as a band before your record deal?
It was a song called Telephone. That didn't make the record, but we did demo it a bunch, and it's out there somewhere. And I could still think of the chorus right now, but it was really cool. And it was about a chick that just moved to the city and didn't have any friends, so she made friends by obscene phone calls. You could write stuff like that back then.
You got the band rolling. You got the guys in line that you want to do. How did before the record came out, your record deal, how did this all happen?
Well, we had serious interest from a lot of labels, one being Atlantic, another being A&M, and then there was MCA back in the day. And so we had a lot of interest. And we went out and did a few shows, but until we had the lineup, it didn't seem right to anybody, including us. And then, we found guys that had the same vision, and we just, 88, we got signed and just started rehearsing. We played a lot even before we were signed. Huh? Yeah, even before we were signed, we played a lot, and they put us out with White Lion, who was on Atlantic, and did a bunch of shows with them. And then came home and just played a lot in Jersey.
White Lion. Yeah, they were a big one. They were a regular. There was a couple of bands because you were in Jersey, I was in Brooklyn, and they were, I think, managed by the Lamores, the guys from Lamores, and they would do a resonance as well.
Yeah. Yep. And so, and Snake knew Vito from his other band because they used to open up Vito's other band,
Yeah.
And so it all worked out. And then Atlantic saw us a bunch. And, Jason Flom was the Jason Flom and Dorothy Cisnagano. She was they were the champions for us,
They were the ones, huh?
Yeah. And Dorothy was she was all systems go, and then Jason was as well. But yeah.
So when you did that deal with Atlantic, how did you feel being that kid from Jersey, being a guy in the vinyl, and now I'm on Atlantic Records? I just inked the deal. What was going on through your head?
It's crazy because Atlantic they really wanted us, and I know why. At least this is my theory. They wanted a Guns N' Roses, but of sorts. You know what I mean? And Geffen, they came down, and in the 11th hour, they swooped in, and Doc is like, "We're signing to Geffen," and we're like, "What?" It was cool because they were a huge label, and Guns was on that label and all that shit. Yeah. But it was just like, man, they came in like the last minute, and we met with a producer, and he like said, none of these songs work except for this one and that one. And we played 30 songs, and he's like, no, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. So he kept 18 in Life and Making a Mess. And then he wanted Making a Mess halftime. And we were just like, we were bummed, man. We were really bummed. Because it was going to go. It seemed like Geffen wanted a Bon Jovi because they took all these pop elements of stuff that we kind of stopped playing. And we like this, we like that, we like this, we like that. And then thankfully, Atlanta came along and told Doc, it's like, okay, we're going to put a little more on the table. We're going to slide this number over to you. And we were happy. We were really happy about that. And I just remember putting the vinyl down for the first time and seeing that A go around. I'm like, yeah. And it had the Skid Row name. Yeah, it had the Skid Row name. I'm like, hell yeah. It was
so
really
cool.
Yeah,
a song like 18 in Life, which is such a great pop song. And also I remember you, but 18 in Life was I remember the video. What's
that song pretty much broke us.
Is that the song that broke you guys, huh?
Yeah, here and in Europe and Australia, like a lot of places, it wasn't the one that I thought would. I don't know what I thought would, but I just didn't think that. I'll never forget. Really? Yeah, a couple top brass positions were like, "This will kill your career," and it was actually Richie Sambora who was like, "This will not kill their career. This will start it on a trajectory that they can't even imagine at this point." And he was right. And we went with it, shot the video, and then because we had so much traction with Youth Gone Wild, and like on MTV, and it was on some radio stations here and there. But when 18 in Life they were playing on like the pop stations in New York, and I'll never forget. I went and I was hanging out with my two of my friends, Mary Gormley and Mike Alago, in New York. We went to the Cat Club, and that's where I met Joey Ramone for the first time. And I was in a cab on the way back to the hotel, and it was hot. I had the windows open. It was hot in the cab, and I hear from the other car, I hear 18 in Life on the radio. It was like on NEW or something like that, And I was like, wow, they're playing our song at midnight on a pop station, And I was like, there was no light rotation on a pop station. It was just it was the same 10 songs all day at that point. So I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then we were kids. I just started seeing shit change and change and change. I was like, wow, this song is really doing well. And I kept thinking of Richie going, nope, they're gonna go like this from this song. And he was so right.
You heard that voice in the back head. I mean, you're in New York, you're at the Cat Club. For people who don't know, Cat Club was like a 13th Street, right by Union Square. It was a place to go on Wednesday nights. You're getting out, you see this, the guy from the Ramones, and then all of a sudden, NEW, the big radio station of New York City, you're hearing your song on there. I mean, come on, right?
It blew my mind. City. Yeah, it blew my mind. And then fast forward, because we were just in town, we were in New York doing press, and then I had to fly. I think we were in Maine. We were playing Portland, Maine, or something with Bon Jovi, and then we had a short break. So I came home to Toms River, and I met up with friends. They're like, "Hey, let's go up to Seaside." And at that time, I was like, "Yeah, sure." And we get out, and a bunch of kids started recognizing me, and it was really odd to me because it was, especially being in my hometown. And we got back in the car, and he's like, "Hey man, I got a baseball cap. Why don't you just put your hair up?" And I'm like, I'm gonna feel like a douchebag if he's like, "We're not gonna be able to go up there." So I did it, and I stuffed all that hair in there, and I felt so stupid. But we were going past one of the stands with the wheels. You put like 50 cents on the number, and it's going around, and you could win albums. And I saw our album up there, and I'm like, oh my God. Because as a kid, that's where I got all my records. I was trying to win Kiss records and Ramones and Sex Pistols. And then they started playing Youth Gone Wild. And we were standing back like 20 feet. And I was there with my friend. I was so glad I got to experience it with one of my best friends. Yeah. And I just look at him. I'm like, this is unbelievable. And I remember he was smiling like that. It was such a cool experience, man.
Wow. I mean,
yeah, blew my mind.
Yeah. Youth Gone Wild. That was the first single off the album. That was the
first single, yeah. and they were playing, but we just happened to walk up. They were playing the whole record, but we just happened to walk up, and it was on Youth Gone Wild, and they just kept playing our stuff, and I was just like, this is unbelievable. This is because I was a kid, man. From a little kid, I tried to win Kiss mirrors, and Kiss albums, and cassettes, and all up and down the boardwalk. They had all these stands, and that's I could get music for cheap if I was lucky.
What a great track. Great track. So Youth was the first, 18 in Life was the second, right? Mm-hmm. So then I Remember You was the third. Was that the third?
Fourth.
Or the fourth?
Because we went to Europe and we put out Piece of Me because it became such a popular live song.
Come get a piece of me, yeah.
That was refresh my. That was the video you shot. It was a live concert, almost footage from your live, right?
No, wait.
Mixed, was it mixed?
No, we shot the video live in front of people.
But the footage, I mean,
the footage. Yeah, it was set up. I mean, it was all staged. It was in what's the name of the man? What was the name of the club that it was in? I don't remember, but it was cool. We shot it all there and in the parking lot, like the outdoor shots with the cops and everything. We shot that out in the parking lot of the club. It was out in LA. I forget the name of the club. Here's a little trivia for you. And I didn't know this until about 1.5 years ago. So there's a kid that stage dives, and it goes by like that. He's got bright blonde hair. We're doing a show in, I think it was Download, and Rob Zombie was on the same night, and I run into John Five, and it was the first time we kind of met face to face, and we were talking, and he's like, hey man, you know that kid that stage dove in Piece of Me? I go, yeah. He goes, it was John.
Wow.
He was there at the taping of the video, and he got up, dove into the crowd. It goes by really fast. I've been trying to freeze it to send it to him, but I can't get that. And it was a great bridge track for when we were out of the States because everything was a little delayed. So we were still, working off the legs of 18 in Life, and we were breaking over in Europe and England, excuse me, especially. And 18 in Life was starting to get some real movement. So we left and we we shot a video and put out the single. And so that was holding our spot basically on radio. And then when we got back, we put out I Remember You. And it's funny because Snake and I didn't even want that song on the record.
You didn't want it on the record. Why, huh? What, too late? Why?
Well, we were like, every band is putting out a power ballad. Yeah. And like, do we want to fall into this? And, Doc and Flom and Dorothy are like, all right, we're going to pull rank here. This is going on the friggin' record. And I'm glad they did.
I Remember You. What's the song about? How about the meaning behind that song?
Pretty much just like, growing up on the Jersey Shore. And, I mean, some of it's literal, some of it we get a little more poetic. But yeah, it's just about meeting someone, and it could be the love of your life. It could not be the love of your life. But, it's all the time that you spent together and what it may or may not turn into.
Yeah. Is there a song on that record that really man, that's from my heart. This one's really special to me. I know they're all special, but
yeah. Man, I think it's Youth Gone Wild. If I had to pick one, and you know what? Piece of Me too, because Piece of Me, it was just, when I wrote that, I was just thinking of all the times as a teenager I spent in the Village and just all the people that I met and that's kind of what it was about. And like just going out with my friends, like sneaking up on the train, which makes no mention in the song, but it's just kind of like, yeah, you go up there, and we were all glam or punk rock, like, and I'm getting in fights with people, you know what I mean? So it's like, kind of like, all right, I got to prepare. If I'm going to look like this when I go out, I got to prepare to throw down at some point. It sucks, but I got, so that's kind of
Piece of Me.
And we were poor. So it's just like, you got money for a cab? Nope.
No.
Got money for a train? Nope. looks like we're walking.
Piece of me, you know what? It definitely fits the scene back then, because back then in the rock and roll world, your scenes were divided. Like you had your skinhead, you had your thrash metal.
Big time.
Now let's talk about today. What are you guys doing now, Skid Row?
We are in the studio right now with Nick Raskulinecz, who has produced Foo Fighters, Rush, Hailstorm, Evanescence, Stone Sour, Velvet Revolver. Yeah, his track record is unbelievable. But he's producing our new record, and wow, it's an incredible experience. The guy, it's really cool because he was a fan like when he was younger, and so we're going in. We'll have riffs and we'll play him a song or whatever. He's like, not Skid Row. Like, it's just such a weird dynamic. And I'm like, he's like, you know, that sounds like it could be a song for so-and-so and this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, man, he's right. You know? So, and he told me right off the bat, he's like, man, I'm just going to say stuff. I don't want to hurt your feelings about stuff. He said it to all of us. He goes, but I'm just coming from a different perspective. And one, as a fan, two, as a producer. And I want to make a kick-ass Skid Row record. Like, we went with a couple ballad ideas. He's like, let's just rock this. Let's just rock this out. You know, it's like, cool. We're into it. But we've been working with him, and his process is different than what we've done in the past. And it's just amazing, man. Like, it's coming out so good that I'm so stoked. We signed with Ear Music, and they have Alice Cooper and Deep Purple and a couple other bands. And, you know, Alice Cooper just put out a #1 record. It's deservedly so, man, because it's a good record. It's a really good record. And yeah, so everything, we're cranking on all 8 cylinders, man. We got great songs we're happy with. We got a killer producer making a killer record. We love our label, and bands don't say that a lot, but we love like their whole way of doing things. And we're just looking to get back out there. But the album's going to be out probably first quarter of 22. Yeah, you know, and yeah, it's kick ass. I haven't been this excited about our songs in quite some time, and we're all sharing the same excitement, which is great.
That's awesome. On your Instagram, I saw some pictures of you in the studio. Is that you in the process of recording the record?
Yep.
You broke out your bass. I saw some pictures, and you were like, you're like a little kid. It's out.
Yeah. We were doing at those pictures. We were that was during pre-production, and then Rob went in and did his drum tracks.
I know you got to run, and I don't want to keep up all your time, but really quick, what about your bass gear? Are you using any of the same stuff from the beginning of Skid Row? You saying bass?
Yeah,
are you changing anything?
No, I'm using that one P bass that I've had forever, that Mocha 78. I'm using that. I have a couple of my Spectres I'm using. Nick wants me to bring everything that I own. He goes, I want to go through them all. And I was like, I have a 12 string. He's like, bring it. He's like, 8 string. He's like, bring it. So it's cool because he's hearing stuff that I'm not hearing yet.
Wait, you have a 12 string, you said?
I actually have a 12 string. It's a double neck. It has a 4 string and a 12 string bass. Wow. Yeah. So I'm bringing that. I'm bringing my 8 string, bringing some of my vintage P basses, and then some of my Spectres, my vintage Spectres. So he's and his amp wise, I'm still playing through Gallion Kruger.
Yeah.
And then I'm using orange bass cabs, but we're probably going to triple it. With three triple amp it, you know, and he'll just get in there and do his magic. And I'm stoked.
Now we're talking gear. We're getting too professional here. I can't get that too professional, you know. Yeah. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
Is it going to be on vinyl?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, we're coming up with a couple really cool ideas for the vinyl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to do? Okay, you're not going to say anything, but
I can't because I think they have to try the idea first.
Yeah.
To see. So,
but you're going to bring. That's where your childhood comes in. Well, we need to add a little of this, like, you know, how about fake tattoos? I need like the Kiss tattoos. Remember?
Yeah. Oh man, I love that. We're trying all, and that's what's cool about our label. They're like, just give us any ideas. Just give us any ideas you might want to do, and if we could pull it off, we'll pull it off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Rachel Bolan, thank you for being here, my man.
Thanks, brother. No worries. Anytime.
Rachel Bolan, Skid Row. What can I say? Skid fucking roll.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's your show. You can say anything you fucking want.
You know what? I'm going to go right now and walk in the street with a piece of me and go yell at somebody. I got my Christmas light still up on my house, and I'm not taking it down. I don't care about the HOA fees. You know why? Because I'm going to play some Skid Row and get a piece of me right now.
Talking wax, alright. Wax. Talking wax.
Stop right there. Make sure you sign up in our Patreon for your Talking Wax Backstage Pass, because that will unlock unedited content. And the first Saturday of each month, we are giving away vinyl records. All you need to do is join and be in it to win it. Bring your vinyl on this show and play with us. Okay. And please check out all the other playlists we have here. You might find Gene Simmons. You might find another story. You never know what you're going to find on this channel. We love you. Good night.